We've got to start on a README file with some top-level headings of title and data entities, and then a second-level heading for a deployment, and then a third-level heading for the data table associated with that deployment. When I'm making these files, I really like to use numbers on my headings to make it really clear what level of heading I'm looking at. There's a difference in the format and the size here of the heading, but that is not always clear enough to make it super clear which level of heading I'm looking at. Now this sounds like a job for Rmarkdown where we can automate the numbers on the headings so that they're automatically in the right order no matter what order we put our headings in. So how can we do that? First of all, we need to do some math each time to make sure that we're keeping track of a heading number and that heading number is getting incremented each time we have a new heading. So I'm going to put a chunk right in front of the title here. And I'm going to create a vector here called secnums, just for section numbers. And here is my first section number. It's my first level heading, so I'm just going to give it the value 1. And if I remember what R does when I do this, it creates a vector with a single element that's going to have the value 1 in it. Then the numbers that I want to show in my heading are going to be the number that I've calculated. In this case, it'll be the first element. Now, for this case, I don't actually need that one, but it's going to do the same thing if I index the first element as if I didn't have an index at all. This just makes it clear that I'm talking about a first level header here. And I'm going to paste together or concatenate this section numbers value with a period, just because I want a period after the number. And this means that this nums is going to be a character string with a number and a period, and that's what I want to show up before title right here in my actual header. So that's the first heading. Now, if I want to automatically number the second heading after that, I'm starting this one at 1. I need to make sure that the secnums is updated just the first element. And I'm doing this because later on we're going to be doing something with additional elements for subsections. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I don't have to change this line of code because I still want to just paste together whatever secnums number 1 is with a period to put in front of this header. So just to see how that works, I'm going to save this. I'm going to rerun my rendering script. And then I can go back and refresh my HTML. And now I have a number and a period before each one of these. And it's automatically incrementing to the number 2 for my second heading at the same level. And this is at level 1. Now I see that I've forgotten to put a space here, so I need to fix that. I can go back to RStudio, and I'm missing a space right here. Now that's the first level. We can do the same thing with the second and third level. So I'm going to copy and paste this code again in front of my second level heading. But here I actually want to add a new level to my vector. So this is the second element of the vector secnums that I'm setting to 1, not the first element. And this second index or the second element is going to keep track of the second level headings. So the first level heading is still there and it's still at a value of 1, but now I'm at my second level and I need to change this to my second level. Oh, nope, I need to do more than that. So at the second level, I actually want to paste together the numbers for both the first and the second level. So I don't just need sec nums 1 here, I need section numbers 1 and 2, because I want to show the values of the first two elements of this sec nums, which after this is going to be a 1, oh, I'm sorry, a 2 for the first number and a 1 for the second element. And I'm going to paste those together with a period. And what that's going to do is paste a period after both numbers. And then with paste 0, I have another argument called collapse. And what collapse allows me to do is cram all of the elements of a string, or a bunch of strings and a bunch of string elements in a vector, all into one single string. So what happens when I do a paste with collapse is all of the elements of the vector of strings get put together into one string. And that string is going to end up being at nums. And as with before, I just want to put that string in front of my header. Okay, so I need to do the, oops, I accidentally collapsed that. There we go. Now what I need to do is take this and put it before my third level header. And the same strategy, I want to leave my first and second elements alone because they represent the values for the current first and second level headers that this third level header goes underneath. And again, I'm starting this one at 1 because this is the first third level header for this second level header. And again, I want to paste together the numbers, but in this case, I'm a third level header, so I need to paste together the first 3 elements of this SEC nums, or the section numbers vector. And again, I want to collapse that, and I'm pasting them together with periods, so there'll be a period after every number. If I run this, and then I refresh my report, I've got my first level, second level, and now I'm in section 2 for the first level, and this is the first second level element, so I've got a 2.1, and I see I've made a mistake here. I'm missing something. I need to go back to my R code, and I think I just forgot the R nums part. So yes, I calculated nums, but I never put it in the header, so I need to do an R inline code for R and put the value of nums into the header before the words data table. Rerun this one more time, and then refresh the HTML. So this is first section, major section, or high top level section 1, second top level section 2.1 is the first second level header under section 2, so it has the value 2.1, and third level 2.1.1 for data table, because this is the first subsection of the 2.1 section. So we're going to continue with this so that as we add this code and we add more and more elements to this file, it will automatically number them for us, and it'll be very easy to see which level of the outline we're in for any given element of our README file. If you want to convince yourself you understand how this is working, you could go back to the R code, and you could go into the console and you could see where we are after running this code in terms of the nature of this SEC nums, or section numbers vector. And that after we run all of this, in the very last section, we're going to be left in section 2.1.1. So the first element is 2, the second element is 1, and the third element is 1. You can also convince yourself you understand how this works by, I'm going to copy and paste this call to paste 0, which is concatenating the 3 strings. Remember, it's taking these 3 values and putting a period after each of them. So it's concatenating a period onto each element of secnums. And then it's doing a collapse on that, which means it's taking what's coming out of that and collapsing it all together into a single string, which looks like this, a 2.1.1.1, which indeed is what shows up right before the words in the section heading.